As the project manager for a large construction project, you faces a concerning situation. During a project status meeting, your team reports unexpected delays. Upon conducting a preliminary review, you discovered that the risk leading to this situation was previously identified and a mitigation plan was documented in the risk register. However, it appears that the documented risk response were not implemented. Okay, which of the following might explain these discrepancies? So I thought about risk, I documented in a risk register, I commented things in a risk register as a response plan, and I see nowadays now the issue is there, and I realize that nothing was done for this identified risk, and that's why we have an issue at hand. We have a delay we are facing. What could be the what could lead to this? That is something we need to do a guessing game here, looking at the four option. Team disagreement on risk response leading to a poor implementation. It will be too much to assume, where if I say that team was not in agreement of it, that's why they were not caring for it. Yeah, so I think I can discard it. Even if they disagree, we can brainstorm about it and then we can move forward. Yes, it shows some amount of communication error. That's clear cut is there, but kind of alignment error is there. But I can't say that this is happening because of disagreement. Ineffective communication of risk plan to the stakeholder by the project manager. So say even if I do a effective communication to the stakeholders, the work has to be done by something else. Most likely the project team will be acting on it. So yes, there could be a communication error in this particular case, but because of communication errors or ineffective communication to the stakeholder, I have a not implementation of a risk response is too much. Yeah. So I need to work with my project team. I need to communicate the responses to the project team very clearly. I need to make sure the tasks associated with those risk responses are clearly identified. I need to ensure the budget allocated for those activities for risk responses is clearly identified. People are clearly allocated, so they act on it. Yeah, communicating to the stakeholder, yeah, may not be that much important in this particular situation. Risk response in risk register is not integrated to overall project plan. That seems to be the issue. Yeah. And that is again focusing on project integration. And many times you face this situation where risk registers are documented, but they have no relevance or no reflection in the project schedules and project costing and the training plan and the resource planning we have. And that's why those risks which are identified in the risk registers but not responded well. So the C looks a great idea. Risk response in the register not integrated to overall project plan. That's a possible error. Team prioritized reactive fixing over proactive risk mitigation. So I think A and D can be easily discarded because it is not about knowing that team was not in agreement of it, or team was lazy about it, or team was more focusing on reactive part of it. If we have a project schedule made, if we had an activities done, if we have a resourcing done, if we are tracking those activity on our weekly basis, this situation will not come, or at least I will come to know in advance if it is happening there. So overall integration is the key, and out of the four options, this is something which is coming very clearly. What could be alternative options? Now there could be something like the response was taken but it was not effective, but that is not coming very clearly in the question. Even though we don't have an option here, the question is clearly showing that there was a response and it was not implemented. So which means we were not integrating our risk register. Particularly the question was talking about risk register with our rest of our project management plan related activities. So option C, and the focus is on integration. The task which we are mapping is integrate project planning activity. The situation is built around risk. It could be built around anything, but the whole idea is the subsection of the plans are not integrated well with the rest of the plan. So risk should be integrated with scheduling, scheduling should be integrated with costing, costing should be integrated with our resource planning, all those things, quality, all those things should be working in tandem with each other. That's the idea of doing integration. So these are the two topics. I think it's morely focusing on project integration management, though we also looked into the project document called risk register in this particular case.